Once again, welcome to the weeblounge. I am Nick, and in this character spotlight, we have a transfer student, and that transfer student happens to be Aoi. It is a different edition of her that does a little extra poison, still has some roots, and she is still scared of any kind of social interaction. Alright guys, now this version of Aoi is not going to show up on the global side for quite some time, but she is definitely better than the standard 1-star one. This is a starting out 3-star character, and another character like Luna and so many others that I still need to spend time with and get leveled up. It's not that I'm slacking, it's just that I don't have the resources to do it. Alright, our old transfer student here has learned a few new skills. Let's get into them. Skill number 1, Spike Circle. It's an AoE damage field that she puts on the ground. It's kind of small, that does tick damage. And it's not that much tick damage, but if the target happens to be poisoned, then this is kind of where the whole poison group thing mechanic kind of comes in. It'll do significantly more damage. Now, trying to build poison groups is not something terribly viable at all. Yeah. Let's just get to the next skill. Skill 2, Acid Vine. A single target physical defense reduction, but if they're poisoned, it'll also damage them. So, at least it's a little something. The physical defense reduction is actually pretty good. It's nothing to scoff at. And the extra damage, if poisoned, just adds to the flavor. But just actually the defense is down mechanic alone is kind of worth it with this, because it's fairly decent. Her EX skill increases physical attack power, and if you have her at 5 stars, it greatly increases physical attack power. That's kind of a given there. Union Burst, the Venom Blast. Okay, it is a large single target physical damage attack that also poisons. Alright. Also reduces physical defense. So, this is one of those characters that you bring in if you need somebody to do a healthy amount of physical defense down debuffs. This character is really good at it. Really good at it. So, but if you want to build like a poison group, yeah, she can definitely help out doing the whole poison thing and do extra damage on a poison group, but so far those kind of groups aren't terribly viable. You can get them to work, but they're not that great. Now, she does not have a 6-star, but she does have special equipment, which I don't have yet. It is Nakayoshi's Bow? Nakayoshi no... It's something like that. I think it's Nakayoshi's Bow. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to go with it. What it does is it upgrades these spikes... I'm stumbling over my words on this one. Maybe I need to take some language classes. It upgrades skill number 1, the Spike Circle, to be a little more dangerous, a little bit more damage, and also slightly reduces physical defense power. So now all of a sudden you have a Union Burst and 2 other skills that reduce physical defense power, and of course those kind of debuffs can stack. So if she runs rampant or has higher attack skills, not higher attack skills, higher attack frequency, speed, she can stack those up really good. And she makes a good replacement for like Christina if you need somebody in there, or Ray with her defense down mechanic. She actually works out pretty good. Okay, now that I've stumbled over enough words, let's get over to 5-5 and see what she can do. Now, mine obviously doesn't have the special equipment. It doesn't have any kind of special other things to it, but once again, it's another character that I really need to work on, and one of these days I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Alright, now, this character is pretty much PvE only. You don't ever really see her in arena unless people are desperate for something. And I don't know what that something is. But yeah, the whole poison thing, building a poison group and stuff, unless you have the time to experiment, don't bother trying to do that. It is actually something I'm interested in. I'd like to give it a try, but otherwise it's just not nothing. The little poison thing on the ground she's like a nature buff, right? You wouldn't think it'd be like a dark circle of doom, but rather like some green vines that come out and do stuff. I don't know. Because she summons a big old vine, but it's called Venom Blast, so I don't know exactly what's going on. Oh, you've got to see it at least once here. That's what it does. Okay. But yeah, this character is pretty much PvE only. She works in an awful lot of boss fights that require physical damage and physical defense reduction. So that's where you're going to want to see her, and she's surprisingly really good at it. There are other characters, you know, that you can interchange, like I said, Ray and Christina, but she might actually stand up and above those just by a little bit, just because of the frequency of the debuffs and how they add up. So, you know, it's one of those characters that I actually want to kind of swap in for, like, my 6-star Ray over on the Green Dragon fight. I want to give that a try, see if that's worth it, but I need to get her skilled up. So you'll probably see me on stream or at some point giving that a go. Oh, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button. So, you know, when this character comes out, yeah, she's definitely a good addition. And she's not that super far away for you global folks. I'm not exactly sure, but I know she's one of the earlier characters that kind of get thrown in. Maybe even before Pre-Fest, if I remember. I'm trying to remember. It might be just after Pre-Fest, something like that. Well, whatever the case may be, she's a good character to have when it comes out, and I wouldn't recommend skipping over her. We'll see you in the next video.